Alright, so now I have all the shells taped really nicely. Make sure they all touch bottom. On your last shell, when you tape it, usually you have a little piece hanging over like that. This was a little longer, I cut it though. And the next thing you want to do is when you're wrapping that last piece, if you have a little bit extra, rip it off and get a smaller piece, and you just want to take it and fold it over. The reason for this is because exposed ends of fuse light very easily. So if you're firing electronically your shell, you have to make sure that this gray fuse is covered everywhere. So what I do is when I'm done tying, I take a piece of tape, like your masking tape, and I run it vertically like this, and then fold it over the bridge fuse. So if any sparks or anything land, even if you're not, in case you're not doing tin foil, it'll keep it from lighting. Because this gray fuse takes fire like nothing else. The slightest spark, you could light this stuff with a flint, it'll go. So very carefully. Everything has got to be covered, especially the ends. So I make sure that that end is covered. Visco end should also be covered. Alright. So now that you have all your tape done, you take your string, you're ready to tie. Take your first piece of string. And this is where I'm not going to be sure if you're going to be able to see it, but we'll start on our first shell. I'll take it out for you so it's easier to see. Well, this is what you're going to do. You're going to start your knot about centered, and then once you get it done, you're going to slide it towards the end. Because if anything is going to rip this out, it's going to be at the end. If you tie it at the tip, it's going to rip through all this tape first before it gets to the knot. So you want it to be kind of at the end. You don't want it to be at the end where it could slip off, but you want it to be about right there. So you start centered. You have the string under the tape. You take this side, you flip it over like that, make a loop, and then go under one more time. That's all you gotta do. So now you got this kind of shape going. Alright, I'm trying to do it so you can see it. It's hard. But now you have like this loop going around. You take your two leads, and you're just gonna cross them and under. So it's just an overhand knot, like you're tying your shoes. Cross them, and pull down until it's kind of snug. So now you have this looking knot. It's going to look different every time you tie it depending on which side the loop falls on. You're going to slide it towards the end a little bit more. Okay, you take your two leads, wrap them around your fingers, whatever. Pull as tight as you can until you see the tape start to wrinkle. Like you're squeezing it and it's going to wrinkle real tight. You squeeze it, and then you cross them, do another overhand knot, and pull tight. Just like that. And that's how you tie it. Alright? So I'll do it one more time. Alright, let's drop this shell. You take it, make sure your tape's on tight. Start about centered, go under it, over, under again, and then bring them both up, and you're going to overhand knot, pull tight, slide it into place a little bit south of center, and then you're going to wrap the leads, pull tight till you wrinkle, and cross, overhand knot, pull tight. So that's how you tie it. This knot doesn't work too well visco to visco. If you're going to visco to visco, I would do zip ties. The only reason this is because visco doesn't compress. This fuse compresses because it's kind of squishy. So when you pull that knot, it kind of squeezes it in and it won't go anywhere. Visco, you're just kind of pulling it. It's kind of like using string to tie two nails together. It's not going to work too well. They're just going to slide right out. But this kind of compresses and the visco doesn't, so you got something squeezing real tight. So that's the only reason tying works with this fuse. Some guys, what they'll do if they do visco to visco is they'll put two pieces of string in with the visco so the string compresses. And you have the string trying to push out and it'll hold it tighter. I'm not sure how well that method works. Other methods are put the two pieces of visco inside a piece of straw, a drinking straw, and tie it. I've never tried that myself. So I'm going to go ahead and tie the rest of these. Let's see.